Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, bringing you the third section to chapter 10 in my Castlevania night difficulty video walkthrough. And this is the fire cemetery. But before we get there, there's a bit of mild platforming and you're going to see me fuck it up thanks to the controls of this garbage game. And what happened there is, Gabriel would not jump across to the platform behind me. I was bashing the button, he just wouldn't fucking do it. And finally, he does it. So, be very careful with that section because the dude controls like a lead weight, it is so frustrating, and it is something that should have been streamlined, it should have been smoothened, and it wasn't. But, instead of talking about this needless jumping bullshit, I'm going to talk about something different, and it's going to be an extension of the conversation I was having in the last video, and that was involving Stephen Summers and the Mummy series. And I don't know if you feel the same as I did, but did anybody else feel just the biggest slap of disappointment when they found out that the director wasn't reprising his role in the sequel to the third one? And that not only had they lost the director and the creative vision, but they'd also lost Rachel Weisz, who was of course the English wife. And that for me straight away was warning signs. I didn't want to watch it, I didn't go to see it at the cinemas, and I should have avoided it because when I finally did see it, I turned it off midway through because I thought it was awful. The thing that I found just so bad, so truly despicable was how they introduced that English woman as if she'd never been away. It was just like, yes, I'm overly English and I am Brendan Fraser's wife and we're totally gonna kick some mummy's asses. Oh yeah! It's like, fuck you, bitch. It's like Rachel Weisz, what? She was ditzy, she was naive, but she had a role. She was a scholar, she had the intellect, and then there's this dizzy bitch just comes along, just like, I'm a mother. It's like, fuck you, bitch. And I just really didn't support it, and Brendan Fraser just completely coined it in because he knew that it was probably a giant surfing turd. And Jet Li, if anything these days, is a stain on the film rather than a credit to it because, if you can name me a good Jet Li film in the last 10 fucking years that didn't involve wire work, because I don't count that shit, I hate that stuff. But it was just diabolical, and why would they do it, why would they do it? And I know why they do it, because it's the same reason everything gets made. People are greedy and they want money. But this section here where I'm trying to jump across is nothing to do with this level. This is just a little corner where you can get one of those shards. What you're supposed to do is, at the pincer where I went right and I went down this avenue, you can go left and drop down and shimmy. And for some reason I completely forgot this, but if you don't come this way you will avoid all the fighting of the skeleton dudes. And you shouldn't have any problems. But if you see, you come all the way back here, and you turn left. And there it is. The obviously glowing ledge that I somehow managed to miss. But continue shimmying along. And, this level is primarily a puzzle. It involves utilizing the crystal to rotate these statues that will shine a beam, that will destroy a cage housing a chupacabra, because this is like, what, the 4th or 5th time the chupacabra's nicked your gear, and I don't know about your guys, but it's just as fun as the first time, and I wish there were more. For anybody whose YouTube sarcasm detector isn't working, I hate the fucking chupacabras. I would rather try and blow myself and risk popping a rib through my sternum than doing this chupacabra garbage. But we don't all get what we want, and if I could blow myself, I probably wouldn't do these commentaries. But jump across this massive chasm. Then we're going some slow motion because it's trying to show you that Neo is in fact in control of the Matrix, and there is no spoon. But the chupacabra steals your stuff. And this is when the puzzle begins, and you'll have to excuse me because I think the first few minutes of this is me trying to remember how the fuck I moved the statues. Because for some reason I wanted to do a Zelda and grab them and push them, but you have to hit them with your chain, and I completely forget. So here I go, rotating, trying to push. I'm like, come on, up this way. But to get it started, you put your crystal in there. That will then power this on. And right now, what I should be doing is I should be rotating this to the left and knocking the other one over so that this... See it over there? I don't know what I'm doing right now. Go on, turn left, you tit. Oh, I'm so dumb. But if you completely turn this to the left, it's probably because the turning animations on any of the cranks are just a pain in the ass. I really don't like them. But I'm going to have a little wander around. And be careful of this area because there are a lot of ambient enemies that spawn, and the only reason they spawn is to try and fuck you up. It's to try and, you know, chip away at your life, so that's exactly what they do. Be careful. And it does go a little top-down gauntlet style, and there is a hell of a lot of different, like, bodies and, you know, brotherhood shit to look at, and probably jewels and stuff like that to recover your life and to build upgrade points, but I'm not going to be showing you any of that shit because I'm not interested. Another thing to bear in mind is you can't move any of the other beam torch things unless you put the crystal in them, which means you need to pick the crystal out of where you placed it before. So I've just pretty much given you a big circle of the area. You've just seen the three, like, pedestals or totems or whatever they are, effigies or something, that you have to have shine onto that middle area, and I'm still running around like a tit. What am I doing? So yeah, this is totally a guide. You know, I know exactly what I'm doing right now. But I'll figure it out. As soon as I hit it, I realise what I've done wrong then. And it's just me being a douchebag. But there's the Chupacabra, as usual, his awful grainy voice. Not a fan. So I'm gonna come over here. Well, look, I'm trying to push this. I'm trying to make it move. And for some reason I've not thought the obvious thing, which is just attack it. Because I'm an elegant person when I want to be. I'm quite the gentleman. So there's two of the random idiots that start spawning. The crystal's just gone back inside. I'm going to pivot it. There we go. Pivots it across. And hope. No. What am I doing? Let it go, son. Let it go. And then I just have to beat this over there. To where that... You see the gap in the rock? That's where it'll shine through if I knock it hard enough. But I'm just not doing it. Come on, Chris. What the fuck are you playing at? You call yourself a walkthrough maker. But this further emphasises why puzzles should be in puzzle games and not anywhere else. I mean, you look at Resident Evil and stuff like that, and the puzzles were so anal in those games that you literally had to know them, because if you didn't, you probably stuck forever. But that was a different time where gaming was different, and there we go, I figured it out, finally. So now that I've whipped that into shape, I can use this, and this one is a little different. You're supposed to pivot this all the way to the right, down there, through that gap, and then you need to run and knock the other pedestal into that beam so that it will shine into the central cage. So if you run around here... Excuse me, I've got a hellishly ticklish throat that's inducing quite the cough. But if you cruise across here, you can then rotate this pedestal and it will hit the centre mass, and the first of the locks will be shattered. Excuse me, once again. It's raining like all the heavens are falling outside as well. It's the end of May coming on, you know, the start of June, the summer seasons, the hot temperatures, and what's my country doing? Fucking pissing it down. But if you knock that one all the way across here, when you pop the crystal into the opposite pedestal, it will shine onto this one, and you can shine this through the crack. And then the last one is very simple, and you have effectively solved the first puzzle of a 2-puzzle level. The second puzzle being really simple and silly. Not that this isn't simple or silly, because this is probably just both. But there you go, there's the second lock. Excuse me once again. I feel like I'm falling to pieces. Then you bash that one all the way on its full access to the top right and then the left, and then you can shine directly down onto the central thing and get your abilities back. Puzzle done. So I could have probably skipped the first 5 minutes of this video of me running around like a douchebag, but you know, maybe some people enjoy that shit, I don't know. And there you go, puzzle is solved. The circle means you've just hit a checkpoint. You can then go and throttle the Chupacabra. It should be a mini game that involves you shoving your gauntleted fist up its ass. That would have been fun. And now you just have to run towards the crematory oven, which is going to be a boss fight. But that's on the next level. Excuse me once again, I'm probably going to have to get some tissue because my nose will not stop fucking running. My goodness. Like a compulsive criminal. Right, this is weird, this. When you come over here, there's these 2 gongs that you've got to hit. and you've got to hit them with your magic on. And I couldn't quite remember, and there's a ton of enemies spawn, and the enemies aren't troubling, it's just there's so fucking many of them, you can get staggered to hell. So, I clean a bit of the way out, and then I realise that I've got to hit these pedestals, but you've got to do it with a specific move, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So, magic on, no, I'm still just dicking about like a fool. But there you go, you've got to do the punch. You see it? The right trigger and X, or whatever it is, to do the big gauntlet fist, and that will hit the gongs, fill the bar, and solve the puzzle, and end the level. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. We're coming ever so close to the end of this. If you're sick of seeing it on my site, you take care now.